Hi, it's Sylvester, and I made a video recently announcing that I am non-binary. I identify as non-binary, and I wanted to expand on that a little bit because I have been thinking a lot about my gender identity. I have been confused about my gender identity, and I have sort of been in denial about my gender identity. Because in that video where I announced that I was non-binary, I did say that I saw myself as 90% a man, and that didn't mean that I was 10% woman, it just meant I was 90% man and 10% something else. And that's not entirely true. I've done some more thinking, and I do think that I do see myself as 90% man and 10% woman. I do think that there is some woman in me. And I wanted to, I guess, make that visually apparent by putting a cheap wig on and doing my makeup, even though I am absolutely terrible at makeup. I tried my best, I promise I did try, and I do feel quite silly, if I'm being honest. Because even though I know that men can wear silly wigs and men can wear makeup, I feel like I am a 31-year-old man playing dress up. That's not how I expected to feel when I put the makeup on and when I put the wig on. I was expecting to look in the mirror and see the woman in me, that 10% woman staring back at me. I wanted to be able to see her because she's in there. You know, I'm mostly man, but she is there. She's there. There's a little bit of her, a little bit of woman in me, and I thought that makeup and a wig would help me see her a little bit better and see myself as that woman that lives within me. But instead, I just feel kind of silly. I thought that I would feel cute. I thought it would make me feel pretty. I thought it would make me feel beautiful. But instead, I just kind of feel silly. Again, like a 31-year-old man playing dress up in his apartment. Sometimes I think of myself as a woman still, even though I've been out as a man for many years. Sometimes I still like picture myself as a woman in my head. Sometimes I still think of myself as a woman. Sometimes it feels more comfortable thinking of myself as a woman. And even though, again, most of the time I do see myself as primarily a man, I'm not entirely a man. And this is something that I've been in denial about for a long time because I felt like having some woman in me would make me less of a man, if that makes any sense. Like it would emasculate me, and if I wanted to admit openly that I still kind of saw this woman inside of me that I thought didn't exist. You know, when I came out as a trans man, I thought that I was just straight up a man, no woman at all, just completely 100% a man. And it has been difficult for me to come to terms with the fact that that is not true, that there is, again, a little bit of woman in there. And like I said in the last video, I still use he, him pronouns. I still mostly see myself as a man. If you're referring to me, I am not going to be offended if you call me a man or think of me as a man. That is not a problem at all. You know, I am non-binary, but I am a non-binary man, so you can still think of me and see me as a man and refer to me as a man and use he, him pronouns. Again, nothing has really changed other than how I see myself. And I don't, by the way, just because there's some woman in me doesn't mean I want you to refer to me as a woman, because again, I'm still a non-binary man. I am mostly man, so I would feel a lot more comfortable if you were to refer to me as a man and not as a woman, and I would much rather be thought of and seen as a man than as a woman. But I just wanted to make this video to acknowledge the fact that I am not 100% a man, and that's okay. And it's taken me a long time to come to terms with the fact that that is okay. I've been carrying a lot of shame about this, you know? And I'm not about to detransition because, again, I am comfortable being a man. But there is part of me who looks back on who I was before I came out as trans, and I kind of miss that person. Like I know that I'm a non-binary man, and I've been a man on the inside my entire life, but I look back on who I was before I came out as trans and oftentimes think of that person as a different person from myself. And I oftentimes think of her as a girl, even though again she wasn't, she was me, and on the inside I've always been mostly a man. But I look back on her, and it's okay for me to refer to that person as a her and as a woman, but it's not okay for other people to do it, okay? If you're referring to a trans person before they transitioned, or before they came out rather, you should absolutely refer to the past self as their current gender identity and use the proper pronouns. Again, I'm allowed to refer to my past self as a her and as a woman, but you're not, okay? So anyway, I look back on who I was. I look back at her and I think she was really pretty and she was really cool. And, I know I'm still that person. Like, functionally, I know that I'm still the same person. I mean, I'm not. We all grow and change. And so, I'm a different person. But, I know functionally we are the same. But, like, I miss her. Part of me misses Stephanie, which again, please do not dead name any trans people. I'm allowed to call myself and my past self Stephanie. You're not, okay? But a part of me misses Stephanie and wants her back and acknowledges that she still lives inside of me. Stephanie is still there. And again, I thought putting on this silly wig and makeup would help me see her and visualize her presence a little bit better, but instead I just kind of see Sylvester with a wig and makeup on, and that does make me sad because part of me kind of feels like Stephanie died when I came out as a man, and again, I've always been a man on the inside, so that is not true, but I do kind of feel like Stephanie died, and I miss her, and I want her back, and I want to resurrect her, and I want to be able to look in the mirror and every once in a while see Stephanie looking back. Not all the time. Most of the time I want to see Sylvester, but like every once in a while I want to look in the mirror and just see Stephanie because I miss her and I love her and she was hot and she was great. I mean, she had her problems, she had her faults, but I loved her. I thought she was great. And I just want to say that this is not in any way how all non-binary people see themselves. This is just my experience. I am only speaking about my experience. I am not speaking about the non-binary experience as a whole. And I do believe that my experience is a little bit unique. Maybe not entirely unique. I'm sure there are other people out there who feel the same way I do, but I acknowledge that I'm not your average non-binary person in terms of how I see myself, and that's okay, I think. I just wanted to make this video to kind of explain to you how I feel. And right now, I feel still a little bit confused about my gender identity, so I might make videos in the future talking more about how I see myself in terms of my gender. But for now, that's all that I have to say. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay frosty. Bye.